This is Augustana Sportscene, a weekly update on Viking athletics at South Dakota's largest private college. Now, let's catch up on the action and excitement of Augustana Athletics as we roll our Augustana Sports Update for this week.
Last Saturday, Coach Tracy Hellman's Augustana men's and women's cross-country teams both claimed NSIC titles at the conference championships in St. Paul, Minnesota. The Augustana ladies, ranked number 1 in NCAA Division II, ran to their 5th straight NSIC championship. Leah Black led the Vikings with a 2nd place finish, followed by Runa Falk in 3rd place, Kristen Bronbo in 4th, and Annie Fifley in 5th. Kylie Blakesley rounded out the championship team as she claimed 9th place. Meanwhile, the Augustana men, ranked 5th in NCAA Division II, raced to their 4th consecutive championship. The Vikings placed 5 of the top 7 runners in the field as they dominated the event. Junior Paul Yak claimed his 2nd straight NSIC championship, followed by Travis Baniak in 2nd place, Adam Braun in 3rd, TJ Gleason in 5th, and Nathan Augie in 7th. Coach Hellman was named NSIC Coach of the Year for both the men and the women. In football, Augustana came up short in a 32-31 double overtime battle against the University of Sioux Falls. Playing in front of a record crowd at Kirkaby-Over Stadium of 7,120, the Vikings outgained the Cougars 470 yards to 347. But 2 blocked extra points and a field goal proved the difference in the game. Augustana gained 193 yards rushing, with Dejan Newell leading the way with 105 yards in 17 carries. Freshman C.J. Ham chugged to 64 yards on the ground and scored a touchdown. Senior quarterback Josh Hansen completed 25 of 42 passes for 277 yards and 2 scores. Josh's first touchdown pass was a nifty toss to a leaping Ben Parsley. His other touchdown pass came with 30 seconds left in regulation as he found a wide-open Isaac Jorgensen. Freshman Adam Jewell led the Vikings defense with a career-high 11 tackles, including 8 solo stops. Austin Lukey added 7 tackles and snagged his 3rd interception of the season. Augustana also had 4 quarterback sacks. In volleyball, Coach Ashley Buckley's team split a pair of road matches. The Vikings defeated MSU Moorhead but came up short at Northern State. Jordan Spatanka and Holly Halfmeyer were the kill leaders over the weekend, with Marissa Johnson leading in assists and Grace Sanders in digs. In soccer, the Vikings dropped a pair of 1-0 home games to Winona State and Upper Iowa. The Augustana defense again was solid in both games as goalkeeper Ashley Limmer finished with 7 saves in the Upper Iowa game. That's our sports update for this week. When we return, we'll talk Augustana football with Coach Mike Aldrich. We'll be right back.
Augustana Sportscene is brought to you by Sanford Health, improving the human condition, and by Mid-Continent Communications, part of our community, part of your life. Augustana Sportscene is also brought to you by Graham Automotive, real service, real value.
He's got the strength and is making it look easy.
Show renewed strength. Whether it's our physicians, therapists, or athletic trainers, Sanford offers the finest and most integrated orthopedic team and services around.
There's nothing he couldn't lift right now.
For the everyday competitor in all of us, Sanford Orthopedics and Sports Medicine.
Meet Rob Moore from Aberdeen, South Dakota. As a Mid-Continent service manager, he makes sure our service techs have the tools to keep customers ahead of the technology game. Rob also keeps busy coaching youth football, teaching kids both the fundamentals of the game and good sportsmanship. Looks like Rob's a game changer in more ways than one.
I'm Rob Moore, and we're good people here in Aberdeen.
Joining me now is Augustana head football coach Mike Aldrich. Well, Mike, last Saturday afternoon, the Vikings took on the University of Sioux Falls at Kirkaby-Over Stadium. It was an electric environment. It was a game for the fans. If you were a neutral fan, you loved it because it went back and forth. The Vikings outgaining the University of Sioux Falls in a dominating performance, really, 470 to 347, but not being able to win on the scoreboard, Mike, and a real frustrating loss.
Yeah, it was. I mean, the environment was awesome. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better college football environment. Over 7,000 fans from both schools, and you know, everybody wanted to win the football game. There's no doubt about that. fans included, and so that kept it loud and raucous. And you know, the furthest thing from my mind, or I'm sure Coach Stewart's mind, was that it was going to be an overtime game. But you know, I guess it couldn't be more fitting for the first time that these two teams met. But you know, offensively, we did a lot of great things. As you stated already, you know, really the biggest hindrance was in the first half. Our first 3 drives get inside the 35, and all 3 of them stalled out. Made some mistakes there that caused us to stall and come away with 0 points. We were right on the brink of Ben ALDRICH's field goal range into the wind, and so that made it difficult. We had to either go for it on 4th down, or we chose to kind of line up in a field goal formation and do a little quick kick, just to try to catch them off guard. So when you come away with 0 points after driving down the field, it gets a little frustrating. And defensively, I thought we did a very good job. You know, they had their first drive of the game was big and long and sustaining. But you know, our game plan going into it was, number one, we weren't going to let them beat us deep over the top, and they're a team that thrives on that and thrives on the mistakes of other teams, and I think we did a great job at that. For the most part, did a really good job on the run game. So everything kind of fell into place, and we just needed a little spark to get us going. And Drew Barons kicks a great punt. I mean, just booms it, pins him inside the 12-yard line, and 2 plays later we get him for a safety on 2 consecutive sacks. Offensively, we go right back down and score, and so we've got all the momentum going into halftime.
Yeah, well, the Vikings certainly at halftime had made the game a toss-up, I think, and it looked like the momentum was starting to shift around. One thing that happened, unfortunately, was Ben ALDRICH was it the extra point at the end of the first half, or was it in the second half? I can't remember.
It was in the, I'm trying to remember, it was in the second half, and Ben went and kicked the ball, and as he followed through, one of their players came through for a dive on a block, and no malicious intent, and just caught Ben's kicking leg, which spun Ben around on his plant leg, and he ended up breaking his leg. So he's already had surgery. They put a steel rod and 3 screws into his leg, and so something that was that big is, you know, he's going to be off of his feet for 4 to 6 weeks at least, and you know, we'll see if we have him even for spring football. Okay.
Well, the Vikings, you alluded to the offense, 470 yards. Mike, the mix of run and pass was outstanding.
Well, we knew that we could run on them. That wasn't a question whatsoever, and you know, the only thing that we had to really do and try to play off of was to figure out what coverage they were in, because they do a pretty good job of mixing that up. But you know, Josh was on his game. He knew exactly what they were doing once they got into it. Made some unbelievable checks, both in the pass and the run game. Dejan had 93 yards rushing, and you know, really cracked off a 40-yarder that got called back on a holding penalty, or he would have been over 100. CJ was an X factor too, you know, a great blocker, and when we needed 3 yards, CJ put his head down and would run people over, and so all those things factored into it. But you know, there were a couple drive stallers that hurt us there, that we weren't able to finish once we crossed the 50-yard line. But you know, defensively, we were playing so well in the 3rd and 4th quarters that you got to punt and let your defense play.
Right, and that defense had a strong game. Talk about them.
Well, we did. You know, as I alluded to, we wanted to limit the big plays, you know, keep everything in front of us. One of their receivers had 10 catches for 120 yards, and really he had a big 36-yard catch on the sidelines. That was a phenomenal catch, got his foot in bounds, but we didn't get beat over the top, and that was one of our major points of emphasis, especially with us having Adam Jewell as a freshman corner. We knew they were going to try to go after him a little bit, and he had a great game, 11 tackles, and you know, he's just getting it better, and he's learning every play he's out there. And defensively, we were very solid all the way until they had that last drive at the end of the 4th quarter, where they converted some key conversions to get down there and score on us. But you know, I think with 4 minutes left on the clock, I looked at Josh as we were on the sidelines once we got the ball, and you know, you could tell he was pretty focused, and I just looked and I said, Josh, this is what we play for, man. This is pretty fun. And I mean, the drive he put together was pretty phenomenal.
Unbelievable. In the past, Isaac Jorgensen you know, with 30 seconds left and into overtime. You know, it's a team game, and of course, the special teams obviously becomes the focal point of this game because the Vikings had 3 attempts blocked. But it's a team sport, and certainly the easy thing to do is to blame the kicker. But in this case, there were other breakdowns.
Yeah, on all 3 of our kicks that we got blocked, number 1, that was 5 points that we didn't put up, and we lose by 1. Right. So it's you can point the finger there. I mean, that's exactly how we lost. But you know, we had a couple guys that didn't block the right gaps on different plays, which was, you know, a little disheartening. It wasn't that they weren't trying hard; they were trying. They just weren't doing their job correctly. And I told our guys that when you get into overtime, the team that makes the one mistake in overtime will lose, as opposed to saying the team that makes the fewest mistakes in a game will win. And that's exactly what happened. And I felt that first overtime, we get that unbelievable interception by Austin Lukey, and on that first possession, I thought we had it, and I think our kids did too. And a couple incomplete passes, which we probably should have run the ball and kind of taken their heart away. But either way, we were in field goal range, and to have it blocked was disheartening, because I really wanted to see Drew Barons kick the game winner just for himself and his confidence. Yeah.
Well, it's over with. It's one game. The Vikings move on, and we play at Concordia St. Paul on Saturday, Mike.
Well, we're looking forward to it. You know, as I said all week, the USF game was just another game. You know, it was for bragging rights and emotional and all that stuff, but we got 3 games left. And so this week we go up to play Concordia, and they're stinging a little bit. They're 2-6. They've got a lot of good athletes. I know their head coach very well. The Twin Cities is home for me and about half of our football team. So our guys are going to be excited to get on the road and kind of go play at home. We're going to go take the team to the Shriners Hospital on Friday for some community service and get our kids exposed to kids that don't have the same luck that they have. And so it'll be a good trip. Our kids are, I mean, they're resilient. They bounce back right away. They're disappointed, but they're ready to move on.
All right, Mike. Good luck against the Golden Bears on Saturday.
Thank you.
Timing means everything here at Sanford, where experts have the skill to make split-second decisions when life hands you the unexpected. It takes a team to be the best, prepared and connected to a network of care, to life-saving treatments, ready before you ever need us. Your heart, our hands, connected. Sanford Heart.
With 25 years of experience and an outstanding trio of dentists, Doctors Berdahl, Fayok, and Swingdorf, along with their caring team at Sensational Smiles, are passionate about developing long-lasting relationships. Sensational Smiles will partner with you to keep your teeth clean for a lifetime. Also check out our cavity-free club for kids with Sammy, our mascot, at sensationalsmilesforyou.com. Call 332-4751 now for a sensational smile every day. With me now is Augustana volleyball coach Ashley Buckley. Ashley, last weekend the Vikings hit the road, went north, started out on Friday night with a match against Minnesota State Moorhead. Hard fought, we came through with a victory.
We were lucky to win against Moorhead. We've been talking now for a couple of weeks since our match against Duluth that we need to play more consistent, we need to play points harder, more focused. And we've dodged 2 major bullets with St. Cloud and then beating Moorhead, not playing our best game. But we were just really streaky. We started out the match really slow, brought it on, started really, you know, third set really slow, and in the fourth had control. So we were lucky to walk out of there with a win. Certainly we stepped up at the right times to win sets. But all in all, really it wasn't a great performance from a team standpoint, in that it was just so hot and cold. Yeah, well, a victory anyway for the Vikings, and then on to take on Northern, and it didn't go so well for us in Aberdeen, Ashley. Right. We addressed what we needed to focus on for the Northern match and coming off of that Friday night win. But unfortunately, we weren't really able to shake ourselves out of it. And it really did trickle into our Saturday performance. I thought we had a great pregame warm-up. We seemed focused, ready to go. Our game plan was good. And then we just started, again, the match so slow. So a disappointing way to play against Northern. They're a good team, though, this year. They've had some great wins, and we knew that. We knew they were a well-respected team within our conference. So really on our side of that, and it's more internal, it's more us figuring out how to sequence the plays and not to take any breaks. Right now, the one or two people that are taking the break in the sequencing are the ones that are ending the plays for us. So, you know, us being collective in practice and really having a very purposeful practice is going to be important for us this week going into a big weekend.
Well, when you won the big matches back against Minnesota State and then against Duluth here at home in particular, what were the keys to those victories, and what aren't, you've addressed it a little bit, but what aren't we doing now that we were doing then?
I thought what we did really well against Mankato and Duluth was we played points very hard. What that means for us is just to not give up any unforced errors, any errors off of awareness, easy tips that we should be picking up. And we really were in control in lots of parts of those games. We were aggressive at the net, our swings were fast, our approaches were big, and we were just in a position to score more points. Right now, I feel like in the last couple of matches, we've been more reactionary as opposed to anticipating things. Our approaches have slowed down. Our tempo of our offense has gotten higher and slower. So those things have a direct correlation with your success when you're playing in a really good league. So again, all controllables for us, really it has less to do with our opponent and more how we're approaching the game and how we're playing 1 point at a time and so forth. Yeah, well, to show you what a coach does to get that team back going, it's Monday here about 11 o'clock, and at 6 o'clock this morning, Ashley had the troops out here going at it, so trying to get back ready, and it starts on Friday night here at the Elman Center against a good Minnesota State Mankato team. Yeah, I think this week will get us back on track. Certainly, you had said we practiced early this morning. We need our girls' focus. We need their attention. We need them to be jolted. We need them to believe that if they do not perform consistently, they do not perform more aggressively, then they will not win on the weekends. So we'll have a very focused week of practice, very intentional in our game plan. And then who can't be excited to play Mankato State and Concordia St. Paul? These are two really big matches, two great teams in the country. We're playing at home. I mean, there's so many different reasons. It's Parents Weekend, Senior Weekend, for us to really just be excited, enthusiastic about playing. So, you know, we're hoping for the best. We've seen so many great things in this team, and you hate to look down on them for going 1-2 on a week in a tough conference, and yet we still feel like we can go 2-1 or 3-0 on a week. So that's really our goal this weekend, is to play our best volleyball so that we can have a great weekend. Well, the season marches along, and at the end, the NSIC volleyball tournament is what the Vikings are pointing to get into NCAA regionals. Ashley, a lot to play for, so get those ladies ready and let's go get them. Thank you, Bo. 1, 2, 3, break!
Today we come together, united as a human family. Today we share the same stage, the same commitment, the same dream. Today is not just about the ceremony, the flags raised at the end. It's about what it takes to get there, the commitment, the finest training, and digging deep when the moment depends on it. Today we come together to improve the human condition.
Audi A4 drivers have spoken. And they rank the A4 highest in total quality index in its class. Experience the new Audi A4 at your local dealer today.
With me now is Augustana men's and women's cross-country coach Tracy Hellman. Well, Tracy, old hat again for the Augustana Vikings in a good way. 5th consecutive women's championship in the conference. And also the 4th consecutive men's. Great race up at St. Paul, Minnesota. Your thoughts on staying at the top?
It's always hard to be at this level, and we realize that. We really emphasize this weekend's an important weekend because of our past success, and we want to continue that streak going. And we really had some kids step up and race really well this weekend. It's a good conference. There's a lot of good individuals, and to have as many Augie kids in the top echelon of the race was really impressive, and I was really happy the way we performed this weekend. Yeah, outstanding performance by the Vikings, who clearly dominated the races. Let's talk first about the ladies. Again, quite a group effort. Yeah, we ran as a pack the first part of the race just because we wanted to kind of work together to get ready for the national meet in a sense. And then we started making some moves, and the girl that won it is one of the best girls in the nation, and we were pretty close to her, so You know, we went,
and she's from the University of Mary, I
yep,
believe, right?
Yeah, and she'll be in the top 2 to 3 at the national meet. And so then we went 2, 3, 4, 5, and then our 5th was number 9. And so anytime you have 5 in the top 10, it's going to be pretty hard to get beat.
Yeah, that was a great team effort for the Vikings up there in St. Paul. And Tracy, as he was with the men, was named again the NSIC Cross Country Coach of the Year. Let's go over to the men, Tracy. A dominating performance there.
Yeah, and you got to start with Paul Yak. He just made it look easy the way he won. He ran away from the field. There really wasn't any competition in that race for him, and he's really set the bar pretty high. I think at a national level, he's going to have an opportunity to place really high. And then Travis Baniak, a senior, got runner-up, and then Adam Brown, a sophomore, got 3rd place for us. And so we went 1, 2, 3. We got 5th place in TJ Gleason, and probably one of the biggest bright spots for the weekend was Nathan Augie stepping up, and he got 7th. So there you go. We have 5 guys in the top 7. Again, a dominating performance for our men. Very happy the way it turned out. Yeah,
great victory for the Augustana men, who certainly had a great race. Well, Tracy, now as we look ahead here, next on the schedule is the regional coming up in a couple of weeks. Your thoughts on that?
You know, it's going to be a trial run for us for the national. We're looking at that because we feel with our programs we should have no problem advancing to the national. And the national is the same course as the regional, as we talked before. And so we just want our kids to get a sense of what that atmosphere is, right? The course, get a chance to run it and get a preview for it, I guess, and try to work together. But really, we're kind of training through this the regional and getting set for the national.
Well, and the national, as Tracy mentioned, comes up in Joplin here in a couple of weeks. Well, the Vikings' outstanding program, Tracy, you know, it's change of regions now this year as we are with some different teams.
Yeah.
Talk about how that's going to change maybe the landscape.
Yeah, it really is going to be different for us. We've always been with the region, with the Rocky Mountain Conference, who have been known as the top teams in distance running in the nation. And now we're not with them, we're with more of the MIAA schools. And they have good programs too, but it really gives our kids an opportunity to win some regional titles. I kind of go back and forth. I liked running against the RMAC schools because it really mimicked the national level.
Right.
But now we're going to go into a region where we feel that we're kind of the top end team, which is going to be pretty neat for our program, and then get ready for the nationals. So it's different this year. I'm not sure what to expect, but we're going to be ready to perform regardless.
Well, Tracy, again, great success, and good luck to you and your teams as you move down the city.
Midconet Extreme Wideband. 3 levels of extremely fast connections with exceptional capacity to choose from. Extreme 1.0, exciting speeds that start out faster than anyone in the region. Extreme 2.0, exhilarating speed for gaming or streaming. Extreme 3.0, extraordinary speed for the whole house. It's among the nation's fastest. 3 extreme speeds. Only from Midconet Extreme Wideband.
Build your own bundle and save today. xisnext.com.
Joining me now is outstanding Augustana cross-country runner Leah Black. Leah was with us last year on Augustana Sportscene when she was called Leah Hansen, but something happened in June. Talk about what happened last June.
I married Daniel Black, and he was a runner too. Augie here, so I met him on the cross-country team.
Great, great. Romance at Augustana in the cross-country program. All right, congratulations. Well, Leah has had an outstanding Augustana career, and again, last weekend, the Vikings claimed their 5th straight NSIC Women's Championship, and Leah led the way for our team. Talk about that race.
Yeah, our team goal is to win, obviously, and we were going to run as a team through 3K, and then whoever felt good just to push and keep going. So we all did that, and everyone ran well and secured the victory.
Yeah, tremendous accomplishment again up in St. Paul, Minnesota for the Vikings. Well, now it's on to region, and that is going to be down in Joplin, Missouri. Yep. How do you prepare now in the next couple of weeks?
Look at some course maps to kind of get a feel for it. When I was a freshman, the seniors that year had run nationals at Joplin before, so I've talked to a couple of them to see what the course is like, what to expect, and just keep getting better every day in workouts and building the team chemistry.
Well, interestingly, this year the regional meet is in Joplin, and then 2 weeks later the national meet is in Joplin, and I'm sure being ranked #1 in the country as Leah's team is here, there's a goal to go back and win that national championship. Is there a different feeling this year among the team than last year in terms of getting ready and defending that championship?
Yeah, I mean, last year our goal was top 3. We tossed around the idea of maybe winning if we all ran really well. So I don't think we had like the expectation or pressure of winning. So even though it's a goal to win nationals again this year, we're really just focusing on like all having our best races and running well as a team and trying not to have the pressure of winning again.
Well, fans out there who don't know much about cross country, and that would include me, probably wonder what kind of training you do. Today is Monday here, and we're filming. Leah mentioned before we went on the air she's off yesterday, off today. Goes back at it tomorrow. How far do you run tomorrow?
Well, actually, yesterday I ran 14.
Oh, wow. That's all?
Yeah.
I couldn't run that in a week.
Sundays is our long day, and then Mondays I take off.
Okay.
And then Tuesdays we have a workout day. So tomorrow we're doing some bulk 400s on the track. And then runs on Wednesday, Thursday, maybe another workout Friday.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, do the legs ever get sore?
Yeah, but that's why I take Mondays off.
There you go. Good, good. Well, there's the life of a cross-country runner. There you have it. Leah, we talked about this last year, but let's go over this ground again. Your major and future plans?
Yep, I'm majoring in business administration with a nonprofit emphasis, so I'll graduate in May, hopefully to manage or work at a nonprofit here in Sioux Falls for a couple years and kind of get a feel for what type of organization I want to be a part of.
Well, when you came to Augustana, did you think that the cross-country program would have the kind of success we've had?
No, I don't think so. Okay. I think it probably would have intimidated me as a freshman, but yeah, it's been really exciting and great to be a part of it.
Yeah, well, reflect finally here, I guess, on what it's been like to be an Augustana Viking.
It's been awesome. It's gone so fast. I can't believe I'm a senior, but I've met great people and had the opportunity to be a part of a great team and have success and get better every year.
Well, Leah, you're an outstanding representative of the Augustana Vikings, so good luck. Let's win another championship.
Thanks.
Let's take a look at the Augustana sports calendar for this week. Friday, October 26th, volleyball home match against Minnesota State Mankato, 7 o'clock at the Elman Center. Women's soccer is on the road at Southwest Minnesota State in Marshall. Saturday, October 27th, volleyball back home again against Concordia St. Paul, 4 o'clock at the Elman Center. And football is on the road at Concordia St. Paul for a 1 p.m. kickoff. Sunday, October 28th, women's soccer is home against the University of Sioux Falls at Morstead Field at 1 o'clock. And remember, for radio coverage of Augustana football, you can hear the Vikings on KIKN FM 100.5 and worldwide at KIKN.com. And Augustana Athletics information for all you want to know about Viking athletics, go to GoAugie.com. And remember, for tickets, go to GoAugie.com/tickets. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you at this same time next week for another edition of Augustana Sportscene. So long, everybody.
You have been watching Augustana Sportscene, a weekly review of Viking athletics at South Dakota's largest private college. Learn more about Augustana College in Sioux Falls at augie.edu.